As fighting continues in Iran, hear about why drivers in North Texas likely won't get any relief
This
at the
is
gas pump.
NTTV.
UNT makes a big change to its nightly bus schedule. Why some students are not happy about it.
It's costing us big bucks.
Oscar caliber performance.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us on NTTV Nightly News. I'm Annie Tomlin.
And I'm Maddie Holston. As the war in Iran escalated again today, the ripple effects are hitting home in North Texas. First, Israel says it killed a top Iranian security official in Washington. One of the Trump administration's top intelligence directors quit over his opposition to the war. But here in North Texas, the impact right now is at the gas pumps. Prices continue to skyrocket, and Michael Yoshida has the latest.
The U.S. Embassy in Baghdad, Iraq, diplomatic headquarters, an oil field, hotel, and other facilities all reportedly targeted by Iran. The early morning attacks happening as Israel announced it had killed Ali Larijani, Iran's top security official. Also reportedly killed a leader of Iran's paramilitary, which was part of violent crackdowns on protesters in January.
This is a big deal, taking these two out. If killing Khamenei was kind of a 10, I'd say this is an 8.5.
Flight and shipping disruptions continuing across the Middle East. Several airlines extending flight cancellations, and NATO allies deciding not to send ships to help secure the region's waterways.
I think NATO's making a very foolish mistake, and I've long said that, I wonder whether or not NATO would ever be there for us. So this was a great test, because we don't need them, but they should have been there.
Impacts to the Strait of Hormuz continuing to cause surging gas prices, up to an average of $3.79 a gallon, according to AAA. And it could get worse.
You've got a combination of higher demand, summer blend gasoline, and rising crude oil prices. So that means spring and summer are going to be your highest times for gas prices.
Tuesday, a top Trump-appointed U.S. intelligence official resigned. Joe Kent, a staunch Trump supporter, writing in part, "I cannot in good conscience support the ongoing war in Iran. Iran posed no imminent threat to our nation, and it is clear that we started this war due to pressure from Israel and its powerful American lobby." The White House called that claim absurd. In Washington, Michael Yoshida.
With even higher gas prices looming, drivers here in Denton are hoping for any kind of relief, possibly from the state government. But it looks like that's not coming anytime soon. Leaders in most states across the country are leaning against granting a gas tax holiday. Those are sometimes offered when prices spike. But as the war in Iran threatens oil supplies, consumers say that even a tax holiday would not provide much relief at the pump. Here in North Texas, AAA says we're paying an average of $3.58 for a gallon of regular gasoline today. That's up just more than 10 cents since yesterday.
The ongoing war in Iran and rising cost of living and gas prices are spilling over into this year's highly contested midterm elections. In Texas, these elections are complicated by a GOP runoff for Senate. Our political pulse anchor George Swoboda has more. George?
Thanks, Annie. Texas is a critical state in this year's midterms. If Democratic Senate candidate James Tallarico wins in November, his victory could change the balance of power between the parties. The Republican candidates are still in a primary runoff. Either one can still drop out of the race before the May 26 election, but so far it seems the Republicans are headed for a costly primary battle. It's been 2 weeks since President Donald Trump announced he'd endorse either incumbent Senator John Cornyn or Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton for Senate. However, the president has yet to say which candidate he prefers. President Trump has called for the candidate he does not endorse to drop out of the race, and for Republicans to unite behind the winner to defeat Democratic candidate James Tallarico. AG Paxton says he will not drop out of the race unless Republicans scrap the filibuster to sign off on the SAVE Act, an elections bill Trump has said will guarantee the midterms for Republicans through requiring proof of citizenship by displaying either a passport or birth certificate when registering to vote, as well as a photo ID when voting. Senator Cornyn has previously supported the filibuster, but he said he's willing to abandon it to pass the bill. In a surprising move, the Senate Republicans released an AI-generated video on its official X account showing James Tallarico reading tweets from 2013 and 2021. The video depicts a deepfake version of Tallarico with a falsified version of his voice. Tallarico did not record this video, and it isn't his real voice reading. While the words spoken do reflect his policies about race, religion, and gender issues, the ad also shows the fake Tallarico saying things that he hasn't publicly said. The video begins with the narrator saying it's a dramatic reading, and a translucent AI-generated disclosure is seen on the bottom right. While both parties have used AI ads in this campaign cycle, this is the first one that shows a candidate talking for more than a minute. Some experts predict it's a sign of things to come in politics. Stay tuned with NTTV, where we'll continue watching this contested Senate race. But for now, let's go back to Annie and Maddie at the desk.
Thanks, George. Maddie, I just came from snow in Seattle to more cold weather in Texas.
I am not a fan. Let's see if our weather anchor, Alex Martinez, is, and if it's going to warm up anytime soon. Alex.
I feel y'all. I do not like cold weather as much as the next person, and I have really great news. We actually are starting to warm up a bit. As you can see here, it's 65 as our current conditions with a 19 miles per hour wind. Still very strong winds. We're kind of seeing a similar thing where as the night goes, the day turns into night, we're going to continue to have these colder nights in comparison to a much more warmer day. And it cools down throughout the night into early morning tomorrow. As you can see here is 48, 43, and with a high wind speed. It feels like spring outside, and that's but hey. It's wonderful. That's it for me. Back to y'all at the desk.
With St. Patrick's Day activities, you can join in on the fun with all sorts of great deals. Brands such as Burger King, Applebee's, and GoPuff are offering discounts on drink and food items for the holiday. They're among dozens of companies offering great deals to help people get into the Irish spirit. If you want to get in on the savings, you still have a few hours to get your St. Patrick orders in.
For most Irish people, celebrating their culture isn't limited to just one day. The North Texas Irish Festival is one of the largest celebrations of Irish culture in the country, and NTTV's Isabel Smith went to the festival earlier this month.
Every year, for 2.5 days, North Texas comes alive with sounds of Irish music and culture at the North Texas Irish Festival, a celebration that has been going strong for over 40 years.
It feels so good. This is the kind of thing that doesn't happen on Earth often enough. It is 2.5 days of nonstop joy. It's people being creative in their costumes, in their expression. You see the children dressed in kilts. Dogs are all dressed in costumes. It's so much fun.
And with 1.7 million Texans claiming Irish ancestry, the festival serves as a way to connect people deeper with their culture.
So for Ireland, a really special thing for us is the connection that so many Americans have with Ireland. And that's true here in Texas as it is in the other states across the US. And festivals like the North Texas Irish Festival play a really important role in keeping people that have those heritage connections connected with Ireland, giving them the opportunity to experience and enjoy Irish culture.
And after over 40 years, this festival has seen generations of Texans in attendance, and for a pretty good reason.
Mainly because it's fun, and it gets into your blood a little bit. All of our volunteers have been out here forever. Some of them have been with us from the very beginning. It's just a little bit addictive, all the music and the camaraderie, the food, the drink, the dogs, the hanging with your crowd. It's the most fun you can have on a weekend.
Isabel Smith, North Texas Television.
If you've ever taken a road trip through Texas, there's a good chance you've stopped at Buc-ee's. But we'll explain why some stores are getting bad ratings.
And some UNT students are upset with changes to the nightly bus schedule. Hear their reactions after the break.
Welcome back to Late Night at North Texas. Late Night at North Texas. Late Night at North Texas.
Color the world with peace and joy.
Tell me, Diva, what's the tea?
My Nisha drag is dumb.
The spirits have guided you to me.
Many students here at UNT are among the growing number of adults with student loan debt, and a recent decision from a federal judge may only add to their struggle. NTTV's Isabel Smith is live with the details. Isabel?
That's right, Annie. The Trump administration has struck a deal with the federal appeals court to strike down a Joe Biden-era student loan repayment program. The Saving on Valuable Education, or SAVE plan, brought lower monthly bills to millions of Americans, with some monthly payments being as low as 5% of the borrower's income. The plan had also promised to cancel remaining debt after making as little as 10 years of payments. The Trump administration had long called the plan illegal, seeking to shut it down. And as for the 7 million borrowers enrolled in the SAVE program, the U.S. Department of Education says it will post some clear guidance in the coming weeks. That's all for me. Now, back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Isabel. And while we are concerned about how financial aid and loans are affecting us, there's another developing issue that will impact Mean Green students in a different way. The university is making changes to its nighttime transportation system here on campus. And as NTTV's Haley Stum shows us that not everyone is jumping on the bus.
I'm not really sure what they were thinking.
UNT Transportation Services announced yesterday their nightly shuttle service NightFlight would no longer operate on demand, but rather on a continuous route. The university said in an email it aims to make their transportation more efficient and predictable. However, it's not that simple for UNT students and staff.
It's gonna take longer to get back to your dorm, number one, and I don't know if I feel safer having to sit there and wait on a little thing to show up, because if you're not at the stop when they show up, they're moving on. So you have to be outside late at night.
Previously, riders would use this app in order to request a ride, an option students like Elias Freeman say should still be an option.
I think there is value in a continuous route where you maybe can plan your night around those stops, but if something ends when you don't know when it's going to end and then you need a ride immediately, I think there is value in also having the kind of Uber style.
For Spicer, more awareness on how to use the TripShot app may have been a better next step for NightFlight.
I think it would have helped to just have more people, more accessibility to what it was rather than just changing all of it. That's not as easy.
The new route began this week. UNT Transportation Services says change is never easy, but insists the new service makes it safer for students. Reporting for NTTV News, I'm Haley Stum.
You know, Maddie, it's looking like I'm going to have to use one of those NightFlight buses because Alex said it's going to be a little bit more chilly this evening.
Well, can you save me a seat? Because it is cold outside. Well, I'm really hoping it'll warm up, though. Alex, what can you tell us about the rest of this week and if we're going to see any sun?
Thanks, Maddie. I have wonderful news for you, actually. Spring has finally come on this lovely St. Patrick's Day. As you can see here, the general DFW area is experiencing wonderful, nice, cool, warm temperatures across the board. Over in Graham, 69. Over here in Dallas, it's 63. Sherman is 61. Sulphur Springs is also 61. As you can see, it's wonderful in the DFW area. You could say it's practically a golden weather for this lovely St. Patrick's Day. As we zoom out, you see here in El Paso, they're experiencing 77, Amarillo 76, Abilene is 70. Now, unusual from their northern counterparts, the southern counterparts are experiencing much more cooler conditions. 60 in Houston and 67 in Austin. As we go into the week, though, we will be seeing much more warmer temperatures as we go into the week. As you see here on Friday and Saturday, those are going to be our hottest days of the week. So this weekend's going to be perfect for any outdoor activity and just spending time with family. Now, in other news, to our north today, people were looking up at the sky, but it wasn't because of a traditional storm. It was because of a big boom that came from outer space, and it's all thanks to a meteor. It was spotted around 9 a.m. over Medina, Ohio. When the meteors entered Earth's atmosphere, it started to burn up, and that is what it. And as it's made its way down, that is caused a phenomenon known as electrophonetics, which caused the big boom that people heard. And fun fact, a meteor has different names based on where it is. In space, it's a meteoroid. In the sky, a meteor. And when it hits the Earth, it's a meteorite. That's all from me. Back to y'all at the desk.
Thanks, Alex. Officials are investigating an E. coli outbreak, and they believe that cheddar cheese is to blame. The products involved are raw farm block and shredded varieties. According to the FDA, at least 7 people, mostly children, have gotten sick after eating the product. The agency is suggesting that Raw Farm LLC remove its raw cheese products from the shelves. However, the company has declined. A recall has not been issued, but the CDC has advised people not to eat the product.
Now, Annie, I know you're from California, but have you ever been to Buc-ee's?
How could I not? It is the gas station of Texas.
You're right, they've got all sorts of popular items. They've got brisket, they've got barbecue, they've got soda, they have beaver nuggets. Now, thanks to some new ratings though, these may make it no longer the gas station of Texas. NCTV's Amber Rapasi is here with more. Amber, what can you tell us about these bad grades?
Is in hot water with the BBB. Buc-ee's stores are renowned for having America's cleanest restrooms and a memorable chopped brisket sandwich. But many of them have received F ratings due to customer complaints going unanswered. Alexa Conroy has the details.
I would not typically agree that they should be rated F.
According to the BBB, the rating is tied to unanswered customer complaints, ranging from car wash issues, faulty merchandise, and billing problems. But here at the Temple Buc-ee's, the parking lot tells a different story.
I think they're conveniently located. They have awesome restrooms and good food choice.
For many Texans, Buc-ee's built a reputation over decades as a reliable pit stop on long drives.
I mean, I still come here a lot, so whenever we're coming through, we still kind of come through, stop for gas, get our food. So it hasn't really affected me or anything, kind of my opinion on it.
Others say they were surprised to even hear about the rating.
That is absolutely wild to me because I've been going to Buc-ee's since I was young. I'm from Lake Jackson, Texas, where it started, and I've never had a bad experience at Buc-ee's ever. Never seen a dirty restroom.
The Better Business Bureau says its grading system from A to F is based on factors like complaint history, transparency, and whether companies respond to customer concerns. So what could a grade like this mean for a brand that has become a Texas staple?
World customer experience more than any single rating system is going to. When you look at what this complaint truly is and dive in, it's 88 complaints. When you think of there's more than 88 gas station stalls per Buc-ee's, right? That's not even a second of Buc-ee's retail system. The truth is the company just doesn't participate in the Better Business Bureau's complaint process and their rating system. So I think the situation really highlights the difference between traditional reputation systems, how they used to be, and how brands are starting to operate today, right?
Marketing experts tell me reputation management, especially responding to online complaints, can play a major role in how companies protect their brand image.
Now you may be asking yourself, what beavers have some work to do? Here in North Texas, stores in Melissa and Fort Worth got bad grades. In the greater Houston area and parts of Central Texas, there's Pearland, Alvin, Brazoria, League City, New Brunswick, and many more. Remember, when you're taking that long road trip and want to visit the beloved beaver, keep your eyes peeled. Back to you ladies at the desk.
Thank you, Amber. I'll keep that in mind for my next road trip. Coming up, March Madness starts today, but we'll show you how watching your favorite games could be costly.
And robots playing soccer? That can't be right, but let's see it for yourself coming up.
Has this ever happened to you?
My bike! My bike is gone!
Stolen bikes are an epidemic sweeping college campuses across America.
What am I supposed to do?
It's quite simple. The We Mean Green Fund has partnered with the UNT Police Department to offer free bike locks to any UNT student with a bike. Just show up with your bike in tow and ask.
Now I'll never lose my bike ever again.
Enough worrying. Get your bike lock today.
Students here at UNT are about to make some big decisions about their future. And this week, you'll be able to meet the candidates running for student body president and vice president. They'll hold a meet and greet tomorrow at noon. It's sponsored by the Student Government Association. You can hear the candidates talk about their goals and what they hope to accomplish for UNT. It all happens in the Union Room 339, and it comes between noon and 2. It's come and go.
So Maddie, besides St. Patrick's Day, what does March always bring?
Well, it brings March Madness, my favorite basketball tournament. But while I love working on my bracket, there are some downsides.
Yeah, and you might be surprised. NTTV's Cameron Shields is into some heavy-duty research right now. Cam?
Oh, it's getting mad, all right. The NCAA men's tournament is underway with the first game of the tournament, and there's a lot more action to come. And although that can be fun for us sports fans, it might pose a problem for some businesses, as March Madness usually starts in the middle of the day, which can be a big distraction to some employees. A survey of over 3,000 workers reveals that 1 in 4 people admit to watching March Madness games while at work. 21% say they have even taken vacation days to watch games. Some other interesting facts are that workers spend 1.5 hours a day following the tournament, and that 21% would give up beer for a year in order to lock in that perfect bracket. But the big one is March Madness could be costing the economy $13 billion in productivity. Some businesses are trying to work March Madness into their schedule in order to dodge any big losses, while others are thinking about being more stricter on spectating at work. I mean, the only work I've done in the past couple of days is try to make a bracket better than Gabby's. Well, I've got more work to do here in the studio, so I'm going to get back to it.
Thanks, Cameron. It looks like I need to start working on my bracket too.
I'll help you. I finished mine last night, actually.
Awesome. Well, I also almost went to the Stars game last night, but I'm really glad I didn't.
I'll bet. I heard that it wasn't a super great game. Our sports anchor, Gabby Pivens, has the coverage on the Stars game and more. Gabby?
Yeah, guys, this game was really close in the first 2 periods, but the third definitely sealed the deal. I'll have a recap of that game, how the Mavs injury list continues to grow, and some good news ahead of the Texas Rangers opening day. Stay with us.
It's a jibber jabber. Yes, jibber jabber.
Jibber Jabber is a man-on-the-street NTTV show for Instagram that's in its 7th season. With 2 hosts, 1 comfy chair, and a Would You Do Something bowl.
Pretty much the gist of our show is that we're going to be inviting UNT students, all of our lovely family over, and we're going to be talking to them. And when we run out of things to say, we're going to ask them,
would you do something?
I think we're ready to do something.
Yeah.
Fortnite son or Minecraft daughter?
The Dallas Stars were hoping to continue their red-hot streak last night against the Utah Mammoth, but things kind of got a little woolly. Sam Steele opened things up with a snapshot goal early in the first period, but the Mammoth's Clayton Keller responded with one of his own to tie things at 1. Then the exact opposite happened. Utah scored to open the second period, but Wyatt Johnston got a tip and goal to go with help from Miro Heiskanen and Jason Robertson. Then in the third, Utah broke the tie with not 1, not 2, but unfortunately 3 straight goals. Dallas did respond with a snapshot, but it just wasn't enough to catch the Mammoth, ending in a 6-3 Stars loss.
Now, Dallas still stands tall at second in the Western Conference with a record of 42-15-10. And their next game is tomorrow night against the Colorado Avalanche. And as the Dallas Mavericks near the end of their season, their injury report is only getting longer. 6 Mavs were out for last night's matchup against the New Orleans Pelicans, including Klay Thompson and Daniel Gafford. On the flip side, the often injured Zion Williamson has become a picture of health. He had 27 points and made 11 of 13 shots in just 28 minutes. And his season average, a staggering 21.5 points. Najee Marshall scored 32 points for Dallas against his former team, but it wasn't enough as the Mavs lost 129-111. Dallas sits at 13th in the Western Conference, still 3 spots away from the play-in tournament with just over a dozen games left. And their next is tomorrow night against the scorching hot Atlanta Hawks. And finally, although the official start of baseball season is still over a week away, Rangers fans received some good news Sunday. Veteran right-hander Nathan Eovaldi will be the opening day starter against the Philadelphia Phillies on March 26th. Eovaldi went 11-3 while pitching 130 innings last season, and he posted a career-best 1.73 ERA. He exited last season early after a rotator cuff strain, and he had surgery for a sports hernia during the offseason. Eovaldi has won at least 11 games in each of the past 3 seasons in Texas, and he was one of baseball's best pitchers last season, a feat Rangers fans hope he can accomplish again this season. That's all I've got for sports, at least from the humans, but it sounds like something else might be going on.
Yeah, Gabby, you may want to come over here, take a look at this.
That's right. You may have a new favorite soccer team made entirely out of robots.
This was at RoboCup in Germany, the largest competition for the intelligent robots in the world. The robots pass and kick and score just like real players. Over 50 countries are taking part in the event. RoboCup is one of the most important events for artificial intelligence and robotics in Europe.
Wow, that's really impressive. I mean, I have to give props to the robots, but I still think FC Dallas is going to be my favorite soccer team. What about you, Annie?
I would say the Lady Mean Green is my favorite.
Well, speaking of the Mean Green, how was your guys' St. Patrick's Day?
It was pretty good. I clearly missed the memo to wear green, but no one's pinched me yet, so.
Well, I will make sure not to do that.
Okay.
You never know, though. Thanks for watching NTTV Nightly News.
Join us again tomorrow at noon and tomorrow evening at 6 here on North Texas Television.
Yeah, because I was like, oh.